Please be seated. I'm Dr. Leon Flancher, Chancellor of the Extended Campus, which has centers throughout the United States and Europe, and also handles the distance learning program. And we're pleased to have Sonny Searles with us today. Mr. Searles will sign the ceremony for the benefit of the hearing impaired. Dr. Bob Oxley, Professor of Humanities, will deliver the invocation.
May we please stand to acknowledge the significance of this occasion. Thinking about the young men and women who graduate today and who commence their new lives among us, let us each, in his or her own way, invoke the forces that make us better people. As faculty members, we have to say goodbye to the graduating seniors every year. We feel sad, but also happy to think of our struggles together because they have been guided by that spirit, the spirit that makes us want to be better people. The truth of the philosopher, the mysteries and goodness of the great religions, the beauty of art, the balance of a studious mind, the power of a passionate mind, the elegance of language and science and ritual. May all of these inspire us today. Let us now dedicate our spirits on this occasion to the new life for this graduating class. Let us celebrate a new beginning. You may be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Embry-Riddle's Summer 2000 graduation ceremony. It was with great pleasure to welcome the families and friends of the graduates, community friends, and our distinguished guests to the most important and probably the most anticipated event on our academic calendar, graduation. This time, I will turn the microphone over to Dr. Tom Conley, Chancellor of the Daytona Beach campus. Dr. Conley.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to add my welcome to that of Dr. Flancher's, and at this time I'd like to introduce our distinguished graduation speaker. John Graham has been the president of the Daytona Beach International Speedway since 1994. He also serves as vice president of the International Speedway Corporation, the Speedway's parent company. Under his leadership, the Speedway has expanded its schedule of events and seating capacity, bringing an annual economic impact to the Volusia County area of over $812 million. Prior to serving as president of the Speedway, Mr. Graham spent 26 years in the banking industry in Florida, most recently as president of the First Union National Bank, Volusia and Flagler counties. He's the past president of the Halifax Medical Center Foundation, Incorporated, and serves in an advisory capacity for Bethune-Cookman College, Daytona Beach Community College, the First Union National Bank, and the University of Central Florida. He has taken leadership roles in numerous civic organizations, including the Civic League, the Chamber of Commerce, Daytona Beach and Halifax area, the Easter Seal Society, Florida International Festival, and the United Way. Mr. Graham served in the U.S. Army prior to earning his BA in American History from the Clearwater Christian College and completed a graduate program in commercial banking at the University of Oklahoma. Please join me in giving Mr. John Graham a warm Embry-Riddle welcome.
Thank you, Tom, and thank you all very much. To those who are sitting in front of me, I say congratulations on successfully completing years of studies and today earning a degree from indeed one of the finest institutions in the entire world. And we have a worldwide cast of graduates. You are now ready to go out and have a great career and a great life And if you're like me, when I was sitting in your seat 30 years ago, your ambition is to distinguish yourself from the field and really be recognized as a top career person, which in turn will help you have a great life. And I would suggest that the way to do that is simply by providing value to people. And to provide value to people, there are three ingredients: giving them what they want or need at a price they are able and willing to pay, and the distinguishing part of it is doing it better than others who are doing the same thing. I want to focus on the distinguishing part, doing it better than others who are doing the same thing. It's been my observation or my belief and feelings after 30 years in the workforce that there are two things that distinguish one person from another. They're both pretty simple. One is effort. There is not so much difference in the most capable of us as compared to the least capable of us that can't be equalized with effort. Extra effort illustrated, take the basic 8-hour workday. If you should decide to work 10 hours a day instead of 8, then you have a 25% advantage over those who are working 8. If you decide to work 12 hours a day, you have a 50% advantage. And if you decide to include Saturdays and Sundays in that, those percentages of advantage go up. The challenging news in that is that in today's worldwide, very competitive economy, everybody's putting forth extra effort. And it used to be an easily distinguishing factor, but now you have to do that really just to keep up, which places more value. And the better news is that the second ingredient, which I would place more value on, and which is more wide open, and that's how you deal with people. The immediate reaction from most or all is, oh my gosh, I'm not so good with people. That's one reason I got this degree. I want to show that I've got some skills so that if I'm judged to be inadequate with people, I can earn my way through all of that. Well, the fact is, each and every one of you in here is not bad with people. You have great power over people. Right now, you have more power over me than I have over myself. You say, how's that, John? You hardly even know us, don't even know us. Well, it's because of this. I'm speaking to you right now. And if I think I'm doing a pretty good job, and I find out later that you thought I didn't do such a good job, I think I didn't do a very good job. Conversely, if I think I'm doing poorly, but I find out later that you think I'm doing well, have done well, then I'll think I did a good job. You have more power over me than I have over myself in that regard. That's true of every human being in contact with every other human being in any context you want to name. And that power that you have is magnified by something called a negative ground of being, which is something that every human being in this universe possesses. And that negative ground of being is an untruth we tell ourselves. It isn't true, but we believe it. That untruth is that unless I prove worthy of love, respect, and acceptance, I won't be accepted. I've got to do something to earn that. Otherwise, I won't be accepted. I won't be well thought of. That's a negative ground of being. It's not altogether a bad thing. It motivates us to achieve. However, because of that, and because of the personal power we all have over each other, if you deal well with people throughout your life, throughout your career, you will be a great success. And in a nutshell, dealing with people successfully simply means that if you can make people feel good about themselves, you will automatically make them feel good about you. We talked about providing value, something people need or want. The greatest human need is love, respect, and acceptance. Everyone thinks that they don't have it automatically. If you can make them think that they do through your personal power over them, you are providing great value at a price that they are willing and able to pay. It's one of the greatest commodities in the world, and it's free. And finally, can you do it better than others? That's where the field is wide open, because this is one of the greatest human needs and yet very few people provide it. And the reason that it's not provided, you don't have a lot of competition in this regard, is because we are all so busy seeking it for ourselves that we are unable to step out of that and provide it to other people. And if you can do that consistently over time, you will have great value to your employer, to your society, more importantly to your family, and in the end to yourself. And accomplishing good things with people doesn't happen overnight. It's a series of small steps over time with consistent behavior that shows people that you care about them, that will in turn make them care about you. Everybody wants to win the Daytona 500. It's the premier motorsports event in the world. That's no brags, just fact. Everybody wants to win that. Very rarely is the person who starts on the pole, starts in the lead, the person who ends up in the lead. Over the course of the race, people consistently make the right decisions, make the right adjustments, do the right things, and they end up in front in the end of the race when it counts. And everybody sitting in front of me wants to be the president in charge, making millions of dollars right away. But it's a series of small steps of effort and dealing with people that'll get you there. And I would even suggest that the small steps are the far greater joy than being there immediately, because if you got to that top spot and achieved all of those goals right away, you would miss the joy of each individual step of going forward. And there's a lot of joy in store for you. I'm actually envious of you. You've been an inspiration to me, though, already. I say I was envious. I thought of you sitting there, and then I thought of me 30 years ago. And the last 30 years I've enjoyed a great deal. I hope you enjoy your next 30 as much. And I wished I was sitting in your seat. But the inspirational part is I figured that, gee, nothing says you don't have 30 more. Why don't you make them as good as the last 30, which I'll try to do. But then I became jealous of you again, because if I've got 30, that means you've got 60. Put forth great effort, which you've already demonstrated by achieving your degree. Deal with people well. That simply means giving them what they need. It doesn't mean you have to be a great extrovert with a magnetic personality. It just means you need to show people you care about them. If you do that consistently, you will automatically succeed. I'll close with this. I'm often asked, you're a 25-year banker, how in the world did you get to be president of the Speedway? The Speedway, we were always trying to get to borrow money at the bank, and they never needed to borrow it. So that's why we were trying to get them to borrow it. That's good banking. All of a sudden, one day they called up and wanted to talk with me, and it was about this job. And I said, why in the world would you talk to anybody like me who's never had one day's experience in motorsports? The response was, we decided we wanted three things in our next president. One, we want somebody with business and financial background, technical part, you've got that. Two, yes, we'd like to have somebody with experience, technical part going to the new job. You don't have that. Three, the community here is so critical to us, so important to us, so much a part of what we do, that we want somebody who has shown a willingness to be involved in the community, who likes people. And we decided that we could not get all three ingredients in one person. We could only get 2 out of 3, and if we had to give one up, we'd rather take a chance on teaching somebody the motorsports business than we would take a chance on somebody being willing to be involved in the community and being involved with the people that are so critical to us. The bottom line of that, reinforcing the people point, is that to my employer and to all of the employers that you will ultimately be working for, the people considerations end up being more important than the technical considerations. Take care of people. You've all got the power to do that. You'll be well taken care of. Congratulations again. I'm very honored to be here today. Thank you very much. And my wish for you is that you will have a great career and an even greater life. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for those kind words of advice for our graduates. John, if you please remain here at the podium for just a special presentation. At this time, I'd like to introduce the president of the university, Dr. George Ebbs. I've got to find my place here just a moment.
The reason I'm here is to present the Distinguished Speaker Award, and I think it comes as no surprise we'd like to present that to John Graham this morning. Embry-Riddle recognizes individuals who, through their professional experience, their accomplishments, be they national or international, with their exceptional contributions to society, their community, and other ways have distinguished themselves. The Distinguished Speaker Award is intended to honor speakers for sharing their special insights with our university community, especially our students and our faculty. We at Embry-Riddle are very proud, John, to present this Distinguished Speaker Award to you on this day before this graduating class.
Well, thank you again, John, and at this time I'd like to introduce the Dean of Academics, Dr. Abe Haraff.
It's my pleasure to recognize the graduates who are completing their degrees with honors. They will be recognized individually when their names are announced as they cross the stage to receive their diplomas. As a group, graduates wearing white coats have achieved grade point averages of between 3.50 and 3.69 and are graduating cum laude with honors. Will these students please stand and be recognized? Please be seated. Graduates wearing red coats have achieved a grade point average of between 3.70 and 3.89 and are graduating magna cum laude with great honors. Will these students please stand and be recognized? Graduates wearing gold coats have earned a grade point averages of between 3.90 and 4.0 and are graduating summa cum laude with highest honors. Will these students please stand and be recognized? Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time I would like to introduce Ms. Kathy Diener, Dean of Students of Daytona Beach Campus, for a special presentation.
Each commencement, an outstanding graduating senior is selected to receive the Chancellor's Award. Candidates for this award of distinction are selected on the basis of academic excellence, campus activities, and contributions to the university and to the local community. These students are leaders who challenge others around them to think, to question, and to act, and are recommended by representatives of the faculty, the staff, and the student body. Nomination for this honor reflects campus-wide recognition of outstanding accomplishments. Settling on a list of finalists was difficult, and selecting a recipient means to deny some of the finest students the recognition they too deserve. So at this time, we would like to ask the three finalists to stand and be presented to you. They represent the very best we have at Embry-Riddle. Please stand as I call your name. David Emmanuel, Jed Rovin, Ali Zahidi. And Dr. Conley, if you would join me for the announcement.
I am very pleased to announce the senior who is receiving the Chancellor's Award this morning, Ali Zahidi. Please, will you please come forward? Ali is graduating today with a Bachelor of Science degree in Aeronautical Science with summa cum laude honors and a GPA of 3.97. Ali has been an active participant and a distinguished student leader throughout his Embry-Riddle experience. He's been on the Dean's List every semester and has also received the National Dean's List Award. He's a member of the ODK National Honor Society. He's an active member of the Embry-Riddle Eagles flight competition team, and Ali won numerous awards for the flight team, the highest being the first in the nation in the precision instrument flying event in 1999. This year, he was awarded the Dr. Harold Wood Award of Excellence by the National Intercollegiate Flying Association, and this award is granted to only one student in the nation every year. Ali did an internship with American Airlines, and his employment on campus includes serving as a flight instructor, a lab instructor for the Aeronautical Science Aircraft Performance class, a tutor for the Aeronautical Science Student Tutor Lab, and a flight dispatcher for the flight department. Off campus, he's a Volusia County Fire Services volunteer firefighter, an emergency medical technician, and he also serves as a member of the Volusia County Fire Services Color Guard. Future plans for Ali include getting his master's degree in human factors, to fly for a major airline, of course, and to participate in research in human factors. One of his aims or dreams is to directly contribute to the improvement of aviation safety by assisting in the design of more efficient and user-friendly cockpit layouts. He wants to continue his work with the flight team and with the National Intercollegiate Flying Association, as well as put his aviation experience to work in the aircraft, rescue, and firefighting fields. Ali clearly exemplifies a well-rounded, exceptional Embry-Riddle aeronautical student and leader. I am pleased to recognize his many academic, professional, and community achievements by presenting him with this award. Congratulations, Ali, on receiving this award for your outstanding contributions in scholarship and leadership. Best wishes for continued success with your career.
Mr. President, at this time, the faculty are pleased to present the candidates for graduate degrees from both Daytona Beach and extended campuses. The department chairs for each degree program will present the diplomas.
Professor Frank Ritchie will present the candidates for the degree of Master of Aeronautical Science. Candidates for the degree of Master of Aeronautical Science. Saif Faleh Al-Shamri, with distinction. Keith Wayne Henry. Professor Ray Mankbody will present the candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering. Candidates for the degree of Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering. Benoit Pierre Louvel. Professor Catherine Wilson will present the candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration in Aviation. Candidates for the degree of Master of Business Administration in Aviation. Vitaly Guzman. Ji Kim. Yvonne May. Jin Woo Park. Professor Nirmal Devi will present the candidate for the degree of Master of Software Engineering. Candidate for the degree of Master of Software Engineering. Ross Gordon Mangus. This concludes the master's candidates from the Daytona Beach campus.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Leon Blanchard, Chancellor of our extended campus, will announce the graduates for the extended campus.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Extended Campus oversees residence centers in the United States and throughout the world, and also the distance learning program. We are pleased to have a number of students and faculty here with us today to participate with the Daytona Beach campus in their commencement ceremony. The faculty of the Extended Campus is pleased to present the candidates for graduate degrees. Assisting in recognizing these graduates will be Dr. William Getter, Dean of Academics for the College of Career Education.
Candidates for the degree of Master of Aeronautical Science. Paul Daniel Barbie. Joseph Patrick Civitarese. Russell Joseph Ducey, with distinction. Barbara E. James Batko. Johan Ilmari Kala. Gary Thomas Kiefer. Colin Edward King. Donald Richard Cooley. Curtis Larry Lewis, with distinction. William T. Manley, with distinction. Lorena Beatrice Patty, with distinction. Anna B. Ruiz. Candidate for the degree of Master of Business Administration in Aviation, William Bernard Held, Jr., with distinction. Candidate for the degree of Master of Science in Technical Management, K. Russell Adams, with distinction. This concludes the master's candidates from the extended campus.
At this time, the faculty of Daytona Beach campus are pleased to present the candidates for undergraduate degrees. The department chairs for each of the degree programs will present diplomas.
Professor Mike Wiggins will present the candidates for degrees from the Aeronautical Science Department. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aeronautical Science, Jeffrey Daniel Adams, cum laude. Kevin Andrew Ador, cum laude. Hasib Aziz. Brian James Bernhardt. Brian Kenneth Buffard. Brian David Brennan. James Howard Call. Jason Eric Cockrell. Christopher R. Kimitino. Jason A. Dickons, cum laude. Jason Dunaway. David Emmanuel, magna cum laude, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Robert Straker Preet. Ian David Fuchs. James Robert Gowell. Robert Kenneth Hybach. William Giles Halliburton. Jarib Hartman. Donald David Heinball. Andreas Johann Holler. Todd Jonathan Hans. Tony John Eyrig. Aaron Garland Ingram. Robert Christopher Jones. John Joseph Kakitsis. Taejeung Kim. Christina M. Coley. Joseph L. Kowalczyk. Christopher David Lackey. Jean Lafleur. Scott D. Lavoie. Colin Joseph Lowerwald, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Timothy George Martin. David Eugene McCaslin. Andrew Michael McGee, cum laude. Fred Allen Magomber III. Jeffrey Workman Miller, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Joshua William Malloy. Leo Marcosi. Benny Xavier Perez. Jed Rovin, magna cum laude. Bong Hyun Siao. Stephen Michael Smith. Sherry Marie Smoot. Aaron Libra Starr, summa cum laude, Alpha Omicron Alpha. Nicholas Alexander Stefanik. Daniel Richard II. Ryan Patrick Torrey, cum laude. Masaki Ueno. Luis Miguel Velez. Bruno Ernesto Vilvalde, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Williams. Jeremy Michael Yackel. Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Scott R. Yendo. Ali Zahidi, summa cum laude. Professor Ray Mankbody will present the candidates for the degrees from the Aerospace Engineering and Civil Engineering departments. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Engineering: Sean Clifton Butts. Mauricio Ferreira. Ryan John Govias. Agob Jansogian. James Frank Lopiccolo. Jessica E. Ross, Society for Collegiate Journalists, Sigma Tau Delta. Domingo Sanchez. Sean Anthony Smith. Mitchell William Tariq. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering: Nicole Alicia Cabo. Dason O. Nixon, cum laude. Professor Robert Oxley will present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Studies. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aerospace Studies: Robert Walter Sarney, Jr. Susumu Shirayama. Dana Adrian Snowden. Professor John Williams will present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Applied Experimental Psychology. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Applied Experimental Psychology: Gina DeLegge. Ian M. Johnson. Jacqueline Krugler, Society for Collegiate Journalists. Professor Catherine Wilson will present the candidates from the Business Administration Department. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Business Administration: Ahmed Mohammed Fatih Abdel Latif. Alba Romanis Baptiste, summa cum laude. Kurt Warren Brillasor. Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Clive Anthony Cummings. Cedric Daniel. Maria I. Dogova. Una Harlina Utahayan. Casey Ann Jones. Chichao Leao. Jeffrey Douglas Robinson. Brian Conrad Shad. Brian Christopher Steck. Chad Robert Savin. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Management, Mary Catherine Bowers Thomas. Who's who? Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Maintenance Management, Alex James Erickson. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Management of Technical Operations, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Sadi F. Garcia. William A. Gidarovich. Maliboho Modowa. Shamispa Nirokiewicz. Jasik Piatka. Candidate for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science with Aviation Applications, Michael C. Deeringer. Professor Glenn Travis will present the candidates from the Engineering Technology Department. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aircraft Engineering Technology, Jose Lorza. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Aviation Technology, Duncan Kitson. Keith Paul Rome. Nirmal Udina Jayatalika. Jayung Kim. Michael Angelo Philpotts. Brian Felipe Redondo. Sang Ray Rowe. Jason John Scory. Professor Robert Brown will present the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering Physics. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Engineering Physics, James William Erker. This concludes the candidates for undergraduate degrees from the Daytona Beach campus.
Ladies and gentlemen, the faculty of the extended campus are pleased to present the candidates from the extended campus for their undergraduate degrees.
Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Professional Aeronautics, Cynthia Ann Alderson, summa cum laude. Ernest Amica. Daniel Burnell, cum laude. Alan Joseph Camp. Michael N. Carey. Michael Troy Davila. Ismael Del Valle Sanchez, cum laude. Willard Stokely Gale. Jennifer Lynn Garcia, magna cum laude. Jorge Luis Gonzalez. Timothy Sean Hall. Melissa Ruth Herity, cum laude. Don Dwayne Human. Jeffrey Warren Hunziker. Cliff Charles Ingari, cum laude. Peter George Joseph. Zane Joseph Kelleher. Christopher Grant King. Michael David Lawrence. LaRob Earl Lee. Lucas Mungia. David Allen Nelson, magna cum laude. Monique Maria Packer. Brian Christopher Parker. Richard Charles Pistoni, cum laude. Pedro R. Rodriguez, cum laude. Timothy Clayton Sawyers. Johandre Dijon Smith-Fergoso. Clarence Eugene Smith. James D. Strickland III. Mark Douglas Vanderkar, cum laude. Richard R. Vila, summa cum laude. Kimberly Marie Weber. Darren Lee Whitehead. Robert Worthington. Candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Management of Technical Operations. Russell B. Ambrose. Cuthbert Orlando Christopher. Steve Glenn Hutchinson, summa cum laude. De Earl Milcius. Louis John Spardella. Greg M. Velez. Candidate for the degree of Associate in Science in Aviation Business Administration. Max Anthony Stepp. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the presentation of candidates for degrees for the summer 2000 commencement ceremony.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Philip Elliott, our Board of Trustee representative, will join me in conferring the degrees. Mr. Elliott, will you join me at the podium? Mr. Elliott, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University, it is my honor to present to you the candidates for graduation.
Thank you. And it's my honor to confer the degrees. It was 35 years and 10 days ago that I had a commencement at Embry-Riddle. I commenced serving on the board. Had one old building, an old hangar on the other side of the airport. Embry-Riddle's come a long way since then, and you've come a long ways since you began your careers at Embry-Riddle. And taking a page from John Graham, I want you to know that we trustees, we love you, we respect you and the degrees you are just about to have conferred upon you, and we accept you as alumni. And now, by the power vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I hereby confer on you, as appropriate, the associate degree, the associate in science degree, the bachelor's degree, the Bachelor of Science degree, the master's degree, and the Master of Science degree, with all rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities appertaining thereunto. You may now switch your tassels from the right to the left. Congratulations.
Please be seated. I would like to thank Ms. Pam Thomas, our Director of Record Registration, for extending campus for assisting us with the diplomas. I would also like to recognize the Melbourne Municipal Band under the direction of Mr. Claire Christie, who are providing the music for us today.